Rockstar North. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say that? I'm guessing you thought of the Grand Theft Auto series, which started all the way back in 1997. You may think they've always been tied with blood and gore, but no. Before they were Rockstar North, they were DMA Design. They had small games under their belt at the time, such as Blood Money. Blood Money was and the games that preceded it were not as successful as another Psygnosis published game, Shadow of the Beast. DMA needed a smash hit idea to get themselves off the ground. Within a single launch hour, the short animation was made with the Commodore Amiga hardware, showing miniature people getting killed in multiple comical ways. Then this struck a green light, and in 1991 the comical puzzle game Lemmings was released on the Commodore Amiga and around 1.5 trillion home computers and consoles which are not the Amiga, such as the Macintosh and Super Nintendo. The game was huge, and it gave DMA a name for themselves. For a short time, Lemmings was one of the best-selling games of all time, up there with Super Mario World. But then more games came into the picture, such as Myst and DMA's very own Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And then Lemmings was a relic in the past. But what about the game itself? The game follows Mr. Cursor because you use him as a cursor, and his favourite words are fucking shit. You may use the cursor to assign a lemming to a certain task and to get as many lemmings out of the level as you possibly can. But if any get left behind, you can always use the nuke by double clicking. Just before I get into the review, I've recorded the SNES version of the game. But this review will be based on the Amiga version, since the SNES and Amiga games are basically the same but you use a controller with the SNES version. It's much better than all of the other versions, mainly the Atari Lynx version where you have to open up a goddamn pop-up menu. So now that we've gotten that crucial bit of information out of the way, let's get into the main part of the review. Firstly, the graphics. The graphics are actually one of the main reasons the game was made. They wanted to test out micro sprites on the Amiga, which are known as Bob sprites, to make a game with that concept, and then Lemmings was born. Lemmings are based on Wombles. You know, Wombles or Wimbledon, come on, fuck me. Another importance in the graphics. As for stages, so much detail oozes from each level, even if some of the levels' assets are taken from prior Psygnosis games, such as Shadow of the Beast. I'm pretty sure that the level you can see right now basically looks like an art canvas. One of the levels I remember in my head is where a bunch of lemmings are in hell. As for the music, they're all remixed classical pieces, which you are also hearing right now. Each remix sounds nice. So, that's everything with the graphics. Time to inspect the gameplay. At the bottom of the screen, you have many buttons to perform actions or assign a certain lemming to a role. You have minus and plus buttons to add more lemmings, and the roles include climbers, floaters, bombers, blockers, bridge builders, bashers, miners, and diggers. And there's also a nuke button at the side. You have a limited number of roles to assign, and you have to use each slot wisely, as it really adds strategy to the game. Some of the earlier levels are based on specific abilities, like a tutorial. Once you get past those levels, the rest features every ability at your disposal, but you may not need some of the abilities. Now we've talked about that, there are 4 levels of difficulty in the game: Fun, Tricky, Taxing, and Mayhem. Fun follows the base idea of teaching players how to use a certain task assignment, such as what was said above there, and working upon the skills. The other difficulties are harder variations of each other, where you have all the abilities at your disposal and you have to complete the stage and enter the door, much like the one above. Lemmings is actually a pretty simple game, so this review is a little shorter than usual, but it's time for the score. Lemmings deserves a 9 out of 10. It is one of the best games I've ever played. Maybe the best puzzle game I've ever played. But that's it for the review. Next week we'll end our marathon following the footpaths of an orange marsupial. Goodbye.